New Zealand is an awesome place to explore, but let's be honest, it rains quite a lot. If you're travelling around New Zealand with kids, you're going to want to find activities that fit around the rain. So in this video, I want to share 10 great things to do with kids when the weather is not so great. Hi, I'm Emily and I run Emily in NZ, posting about living, working and exploring this beautiful country that is New Zealand. Hit subscribe because I update every Friday. So the first one is it doesn't matter where in the country you are. A lot of towns have an indoor pool. They're usually owned by the council and often have free swimming for children under the age of 16. I know some of the pools in Auckland, you pay $1 for the adult that goes with the children and the children are free. So you can actually go out for a few hours for $1. A lot of them have water slides, lazy rivers and splash pads. As we've travelled around New Zealand with our small children, often when we're doing a long drive, we'll Google the town and we'll see if they've got a council-owned pool. We'll do that for a few hours and it will tire everybody out. It's awesome. Then we get back in the car and do a few more hours. An indoor pool is a good idea for when it's raining. Museums are always good ones for a rainy day. You've got the big museum of Te Papa in Wellington. It is stunning. Even if it's not raining, I recommend you stop and have a look. You've also got Auckland Museum. It's the War Memorial Museum, but it's not just about war. It's super interesting. And if you're in Christchurch, you've got the Christchurch Earthquake Centre. But also, quite a lot of small towns have got heritage museums. So it's worth Googling when you're in a town if they've got a little museum. Now, these museums are only open on certain days of the week and they're run by volunteers, but I found some super interesting one. A great example is the Cowdy Museum near Dargaville. This is a good one for breaking up the journey when you're travelling on the west coast of the Northland. And we visited it in this video here. And we found it super interesting to learn about the logging history around the local area. Glowworm Experiences. This is a great one because you're going into caves and the temperature is the same all year round. So this is actually a good one if the weather is really, really hot. And a lot of these examples work as well if you're trying to hide from the humidity or the heat, especially during the height of summer. Going down into the glowworms, you've got Waitomu, where you can spend a few hours in the beautiful caves and it does not matter if it's raining. Heading up north, you've got the Waipu Caves, the newly opened Waipu Caves Farm Park, which we haven't been to yet, and we're going to check it out. But you've also got the free Waipu Caves, which I talk about in this video here. You've got the Tianau Glowworm Caves, which I went to many, many years ago and I'd love to go back to and do a video for you. So glowworm caves are ideal for a rainy day. Also wildlife parks. Yes, some of these have outdoor, indoor, so might not be ideal, but we'll often go to Auckland Zoo on a questionable rainy day. If it's warm, it doesn't really matter. So you've got places like Auckland Zoo, you've got Hamilton Zoo, you've got Willowbank Wildlife Reserve in Christchurch, you've got Stagland in Wellington, as well as the West Coast Wildlife Centre in Franz Joseph. And in Rotorua, you've got the Paradise Valley Springs. You'll still need to take a raincoat and umbrella, but there's lots of stuff to do indoors and outdoors, and if it's a showery day, which quite often it is, you can jump between the showers, visiting the indoor things and seeing the different wildlife. Indoor playgrounds and trampoline parks. I try to actively avoid these things, I have to say. We tend to go if it's a birthday party or we get invited. As often, I don't find the weather is wet and cold and a complete write-off. Companies like Bounce, Inflatable World, Chipmunks, you'll find these in the bigger cities, but it could be something to do with your day. One that might surprise you is libraries. Most towns have a library and they always invite children to come in. It's a good way to read the books. You don't even need a library card. They'll often have soft areas where you can sit and relax. There's toys and puzzles, dedicated children's areas, and even some play spaces. We've found the libraries quite effective. Whilst not having a library card for that town means you can't take the books away, and if you're travelling, you can't take them back anyway, it's great to spend an hour or two reading through the books and hiding from the rain in such a lovely space. One of my favourites, hot pools. One of the reasons we go to Rotorua in the winter is that it doesn't matter what the weather's doing. We can sit in a hot pool. One of my favourite things to do is to sit in a lovely hot pool with the rain on my head, but my body is lovely and warm. You'll see a whole playlist on this on my channel, but it's not just Rotorua. You've also got Hamna. I talk about Hamna in this video and we were super impressed by Hamna and the weather was awful. It rained for most of our trip. I think the last afternoon I got some beautiful shots of the hot pools, but for the majority of our 3 days it rained the whole entire time. And it was cold because it's the middle of South Island, but it didn't matter. The Polynesian Spa in Rotorua is another good one, and Taupo has places as well. So the geothermal hot pools are a great place to go on rainy days with or without kids. Another good one is aquariums. Auckland has the Kelly Tarleton Sea Life Centre, which I talk about in this video here. Also, if you're in Christchurch, there is the Antarctic Centre, which is a great thing to do on a rainy day. Not exactly an aquarium, but you'll see penguins and learn a lot about Antarctica. And also, a place I haven't been to but came up on my research for this video is the National Aquarium in Napier. I must add that onto my list of places to go. Rain-friendly walks. I've done a couple of videos around walks on the North Island and the South Island, and I recommend these walks. So I went back to those videos and thought, which ones would I do in the rain? Now, you're thinking, Emily, why would you walk in the rain? Well, put your coat on, maybe bring an umbrella. Some of these are so much under the cover of the trees that you don't get wet. Some of them are in caves. So actually, the variety that they offer mean that on a rainy day, it really doesn't matter. For example, the Redwoods Forest in Rotorua, it's hugely under the cover of these beautiful trees. So that could be one you can do on a rainy day. As well as the Tunnel Beach Walk in Dunedin, the Piri Piri Cave in Waitomu, which I talk about in this video, and Karangahape Gorge Windows Walk. Now this one's quite cool because you spend more time in caves and under the canopy than you do outside, so actually it's quite a dry walk. Also worth noting, waterfalls are often more impressive after the rain, and quite a lot of the walks I talk about in these videos include waterfalls. And my final suggestion is a lot of cafes include play areas. I often Google when we get to a town, we need to stop, we're travelling, or we're staying somewhere and the day's just rained off, nice cafes in the area. I found some really good ones. I remember I was in Murchison in the middle of the South Island and it was a really rainy day and they had this cool cafe and with this whole area with just toys and things for the kids to play with. Well, we ended up staying and buying multiple coffees. Google your area. They do change as cafes go in and out of business. A lot of these cafes are welcoming for children and encourage you to play with the toys and to stay and hide from the rain in their beautiful cafes. So that's 10 things to do with kids in the rain in New Zealand. I hope this helps you with your research, or if you're sat there and it's raining right now and you've found this video, thank you for watching. Have I missed any out? What do you suggest to do in the rain in New Zealand? I'm Emily in NZ and I post every Friday about living, working and exploring this beautiful country that is New Zealand. Hit subscribe and in the meantime check out one of these videos. I'll see you in my next video.